Today, we're going to be taking on one of the hardest and most fun rebuilds you can do. We're going to be rebuilding a team of only quarterbacks and seeing if we can take it to the playoffs. And this is going to be a fun one, so buckle in. But the last video easily hit the like goal within the first day even, so we're going to up it for this one. Let's shoot for 130 likes, and if we can hit that, I'll have a new video out on Friday, which no spoilers, but it's based off a move that happened in real life. And we are so close to 2,600 subs. Be sure to subscribe if you for some reason have not already. Plus, it'll make you an OG of the channel if you do it. And no shout out for today's video, but if you want one in the next video, let me know what team to do next. And I'll sub to you. You'll be the first link in the description. Everyone else will sub to you. All you gotta do is let me know what team to do. But that's it. I'm really excited to get into today's video. So grab a drink, grab some snacks. Like I've already said like 3 times now, this is gonna be a fun one. Today, me and Mikey McDingle are going to be doing one of the most fun and challenging Madden rebuilds you can do. We are going to be rebuilding a team of only quarterbacks. Now, this one today is definitely going to test my rebuilding skill. We'll just say that. At quarterback, obviously, we have Patrick Mahomes. Hair looking a bit gray there for some reason. Maybe being on this team is stressing him out. I don't know. At running back, I mean, it's fairly obvious. It's gonna be Lamar Jackson. Wearing number 39. Ew, we need to change that. Backing him up is going to be Jalen Hurts. At receiver, former wide receiver in college, Ryan Tannehill is gonna be our number 1 at a 60 overall. That's not even too terrible, honestly. One of our best players who already kind of plays both positions is gonna be Taysom Hill at a 74 overall. I don't even want to talk about the offensive line because it is an average overall of like 19. And defensively, our best player is Mr. Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow at a 49 overall. Obviously, we're going to be looking to replace a lot of these players, but Burrow could turn into a legit decent safety with X Factor at only 25 years old. We'll see. Speaking of players that could be long-term options, we have Trey Lance at middle linebacker with Star Dev at only 22 years old. Obviously, our defense is going to be on the field a lot because our offense isn't going to be doing very well, and I expect Lance to get a lot of tackles here. So if he can win Defensive Player of the Year, which sounds crazy, but it is possible, he could turn into a really good player for us. And I mean, outside of that, Trevor Lawrence is good, Josh Allen is good, Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, I say good, but they're like 30 overall. But we legitimately have NFL quarterbacks that could develop for us at other positions, which is interesting. Oh, and who could forget Mr. Throw It on a Dime at quarterback, or cornerback at a 41 overall. Obviously, like I said, we're going to be looking to replace a ton of these players. I've done one of these before where I only drafted quarterbacks, and clearly that went about as well as you would expect. But I actually want this to be successful, so I'm going to do anything I can to make this team better, somewhat realistically, which, you know, I guess the team we're starting with isn't realistic, so it's already kind of a tick in the wrong direction, but still, I'm just really excited to see what we can do with this team. Lots of other interesting players that I haven't even talked about here, like Matt Corral at receiver, who I might try to develop into a good player because he is only a rookie. I mean, we have the GOAT Sam Darnold at backup free safety, John Wolford at corner, Nathan Peterman at defensive end, Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, the MILF lover, at defensive end. This is a really bizarre team. I mean, obviously it's all quarterbacks, but even then it's just weird. So with that, let's get to the mid-season point of year number 1 and let the chaos begin. At the mid-season point of year number 1, we are of course 0-7. I'm glad we're 0-7. I would hope to God that Madden Simulation would not have us winning a game, and they don't, of course. However, if you look at the team ranks thing, we're not dead last for everything. We have the second worst offensive rush yards per game, so at least there's something, which makes sense because we have good running backs, but still. I want to see how we're doing so far, though. So Patrick Mahomes, as you would kind of expect, and not having his best year. 1,000 yards, only 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Don't blame him, considering the offensive line and his receivers. Maybe we should be more of a run-first team. Lamar Jackson is getting very limited carries, but has 4.8 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, no fumbles. He's doing well. Receiving, Taysom Hill is our leading receiver with 295 yards. And then we'll just check the rest of this later. I mean, it's only at the midseason. Things can definitely change. Tyrod Taylor actually has an interception. Something interesting I didn't even talk about is there are going to be weird quarterbacks that do well because, you know, they're getting opportunities. The top 3 passing leaders right now are Desmond Ridder, Kyle Sloter, and Josh Johnson. That's something, man. And then for re-signings, do we have anybody we want to bring back at all? I mean, I guess we'll see how some of these players perform after the year, because if they play well, I'll definitely want to bring them back. Joe Burrow I do want back, but we can't negotiate until week 10. Same with Kyler, Trevor Lawrence, any of the like younger QBs with really good dev traits, like actual good QBs in real life. I definitely want to try to bring them back for obvious reasons. It looks like we basically just have to re-sign everybody, which might be tough, so we'll see. But with that, let's get to the end of year number 1, and that's basically where this rebuild will actually start. What? At the end of year number 1, we won a game. How the who did we beat? Watch it be like a legitimate, like, good team. Okay, so 0-7 to start out the season, right? We beat the Denver Broncos. You know, that kind of makes sense, honestly. Wait, we lost 56-0 to them in one game, and then we somehow put up 41 points, beat them 41-35. What? Why did our offense become good for one game and then just go back to shit for the next one? Like, that was the most points we put up in a game by a lot. The next closest was 28. The next closest after that was 21. We didn't really have an outstanding offense, believe it or not. I take back everything I said. This game is even more unrealistic than I expected. That's great, dude. Patrick Mahomes finished with a deadly 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. At least he had a positive touchdown to interception ratio. I'm surprised he did. Lamar Jackson in limited opportunities was good. 727 yards, 4.8 per carry, 10 touchdowns. We need to get him more touches next year for sure. Taysom Hill was good. 900 yards and 6 touchdowns. In this offense, in this economy, we'll definitely take that. 667 yards for Ryan Tannehill. You are flirting with disaster there, my friend. I'm glad you didn't have one less yard. 3 touchdowns for him. Matt Corral, 590 yards, 4 touchdowns. Definitely disappointing. Was hoping he could win like Rookie of the Year or something. I tried to put him as like the number 1 receiver in the slot receiver, trying to get him as many touches as I could. Did not work out. Blocking, I mean, I've had worse offensive lines in regular Madden simulations, so that's not even too bad. I think this just exposes how bad Madden Sim is, because I've had like 80 plus overall players allow more sacks than Stafford and Newton did here. Same with Dak. Dak is a 20 overall. I've had like 90 plus overall left guards allow more than 5 sacks. You gotta love Madden Sim. Trey Lance led the team with 142 tackles. Nate Stanley with 106, 105 for the GOAT Trace McSorley at corner. He must have been getting fucking roasted out there, good lord. 5 tackles for loss for Josh Allen led the team. No sacks, which is kind of stupid. I mean, even the worst defenses get sacks. I mean, you can just scheme sacks. You can just send blitzes and get sacks. I mean, they happen. It's weird to get 0. Joe Burrow led the team with 2 interceptions. You love to see it. 1 for Lawrence Murray and Tyrod Taylor. And yearly awards, I saw in the passing stats, there was a very interesting quarterback that led them. Let's see if he won MVP. He didn't. Okay, it goes to Desmond Ridder as a rookie. He is going to be a really good overall. Taylor Heineke at number 2. The player I was talking about was Case Keenum. Obviously very good for the Vikings in like 2018 or whatever year that was. PJ Walker, Gardner Minshew. I mean, these are all quarterbacks that have shown something before, so I don't hate this. Matt Ryan up there, Tyler Huntley, Kyle Sloter, Jacoby Brissett, Josh Johnson. I'm surprised Brissett isn't higher because he's actually a decent quarterback. Surprisingly, it's all quarterbacks. There are no running backs up here at all. This is weird. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Jonathan Taylor. I don't expect any Chiefs up here, no. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. No Chiefs, unsurprisingly. Although I wouldn't be shocked to see Trey Lance up there, which is a bizarre sentence out of context for this. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Treylon Burks. That's interesting. Sky Moore got picked up by the Titans as well. Kenny Pickett is the first quarterback we see up there. Bailey Zappi, the GOAT. Matt Corral at number 10. Okay. I'm surprised because he wasn't that good, but we'll take it. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sauce Gardner. No Chiefs. And that's it. So honestly, this year 1 went way better than I thought it would. I don't know how we won a game, but we will definitely take that. I actually want to see too, how did the team develop? Did we have any like big developments here or anything? I mean, we have Lamar up to a 92. We have Patrick Mahomes playing with -5 morale. Matt Corral went up to a 51. Joe Burrow up to a 58. That's interesting. Trey Lance up to a 44. I mean, we have players that I guess we won't have to replace immediately, but nobody here so far at least has really developed to the point where I'm like super comfortable with them playing next year. We'll see. I guess we did have some players play better than others, so we'll see what happens. In the Super Bowl, the Indianapolis Colts beat the 49ers 24-14. Also, it's weird that we didn't see Jimmy G up there for like MVP or anything. I mean, he's an actual starting quarterback. I guess he wasn't the 49ers day one starting quarterback, but he did start most of the year for them in real life, and he's actually a decent overall, so I don't know how he didn't do very well, but it is what it is. God, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Madden needs to have players play up to their overall. You can't have like these 20 overall players playing better than some 80, 90 plus overall players. It's just stupid. It's so weird. For re-signings, we're probably gonna let most players here go. There are a few exceptions, obviously. I definitely want Joe Burrow back. We'll go player friendly. It's 3 years, about $3 million a year, and he takes it. I was low-key worried he wasn't. I don't know how he wouldn't have, but it just said he wasn't very interested. So, I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't be very interested in a team having me play safety either when I am a top-level quarterback, but whatever, man. Kyler Murray, I do want back as well. He obviously has superstar dev. He doesn't take it. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. We can find an upgrade there for sure. Trevor Lawrence is only 23 years old, still has that superstar dev. We'll go player friendly, and he takes it. Thank you. Dak Prescott was actually pretty good for us. We'll go very player friendly. Unfortunately, he's not interested. He does take it though. Okay. Justin Herbert, obviously superstar dev. We'll look to re-sign him. We'll go player friendly, and he takes it. Most of these players we're re-signing are just going to be depth pieces anyways, but they have good dev traits, and we might be able to fit them in somewhere else. Josh Allen re-signs. Deshaun Watson, Mr. Bill Cosby, I guess I'll re-sign him because he has a decent dev trait. He takes it. Oh, we gotta bring back the GOAT, Trace McSorley. Let's go player friendly. He takes it. And I think that might be everybody we want to re-sign. The MILF lover, Zach Wilson, unfortunately rejected us. So did Tua. Big Mac Jones, he re-signs. And Sam Darnold's a 41 overall. That isn't horrible. He re-signs. So honestly, we got back pretty much everyone we would want back. Jeff Driscoll's a 50 overall. He doesn't re-sign. Okay. So with that, I think we're ready to get into free agency, and let's start building an actual good team. So this is actually a really interesting free agency because it's kind of mixed with actual Chiefs players in here, like Joe Tooney, Nick Bolton, Juju, Orlando Brown, but I don't think it would be quite as fun to just bring other Chiefs players back because obviously that's the team we're using. So this is what we're going to be doing in free agency. The first offer is going to be to Jamel Dean. We do have the lead for him. We had to go very player friendly because he's not super interested. It's about $18.5 million a year, which is pretty expensive, but we definitely have some money to spend. We're not really paying anybody. The next one is going to be Elgton Jenkins. Obviously, we need some offensive line help. He is very interested for God knows what reason, but it would be nice to bring him in. Deontay Hardy is going to be our #1 receiver to start out. He's only 25 years old with that hidden or star dev. We do have the lead for him. Bryce Huff, pretty underrated player in real life. He is very interested, so could be a good pass rusher. And then Jawan Taylor, we obviously need offensive line help, like I said. So he would come in and be our right tackle. So let's see out of these players who signs. Almost everybody. We actually do not get Elgton Jenkins, which is very interesting. He was really interested in us, but he goes to the Rams. Okay, fuck you, buddy. Okay, and because this team needs a ton of help, we're gonna go for quite a few more players. We're gonna be going for Jelani Tavai, obviously still Jawan Taylor. We're actually gonna go for Sky Moore. I know I said I didn't want to go for Chiefs players, but he's too good to pass up. He's only 22. He would be our number 2 receiver, and nobody else is interested, so he won't be that expensive. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Also gonna be going for Ryan Bates and Prince Tega Winogo just to kind of be better than our like 20 overall quarterbacks there. So let's see if any of these players sign. Okay, 2 of them signed. We get, I think, just Sky Moore. Who rejected us? Why do I have no idea who was it? Jawan Taylor? Yeah, it was Jawan Taylor. Okay, fine. Damn. We have the lead for a lot of these players, but they're just not signing with us. I mean, I wouldn't want to sign either, to be fair. I don't blame them, but come on, bro. We have the lead. Trey Pipkins. I would rather go with the quarterback at right tackle. No, thank you. Okay, so we had to up our offer for Jelani Tavai, but the other 2 are the same. Let's see if any of them sign here. Okay, we get Jelani Tavai and we get Ryan Bates. Prince Tega Winogo still hasn't signed. I don't care. Let's just get to the draft. Here we are in the draft, and obviously we have the number 1 pick, but I think we can all agree that it would be a good idea to trade this pick down instead of taking it. I mean, we want to draft more players, right? I don't want to get one good player. I would rather get a ton of potentially good players. The question is, who do we want to trade down with? Because none of these are all that good. These are all kind of dog shit. You're telling me Madden thinks trading down from number 1 to number 3 is only worth a 3rd and a 7th next year? I genuinely want to talk with whoever designed this game. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Okay, well, I can't even get this really close to going through, so I don't know if we're going to be able to trade down here. It's not looking good. We're not going to be able to pick up a whole lot of value here from trading down, or at least as much as we should be able to, so gotta love Madden and its realism, huh? So with the number 1 overall pick, obviously the top guys are quarterbacks, and I think that might be the last thing we need. Maybe the least needed position for any team of all time, but Lorenzo Matthews here does look pretty good. He is a power rusher out of Texas A&M, left-handed just like me for real. 6'3", 270 pounds, 22 years old, listed with elite speed, 4.61, and it was only 7th for the combine for left outside linebackers, so that's interesting. I don't know if I would quite call that elite, but it's definitely very good. Elite for his size, sure, but for the whole position, in 32 reps on the bench, that's really good. Overall, just looks like a really good player, A awareness and play rec, good pass rusher. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried about this guy because he's listed as a power rusher and only has B power moves. You would hope that would be better, but let's take him. Okay, thank God. Hidden dev, 87 speed, 84 strength. This guy looks really good. And with our 2nd round pick, I think we're gonna go in the front 7 again with Monte Booker, or Monte Booker. Let's call him Monty Booker. He's 6'6", 308, 22 years old out of Penn State. That kind of rhymes. He's kind of an athletic freak. He ran a 4.88 with also 37 reps on the bench. His pro day was even better. 1st in broad jump for defensive tackle, 2nd in 3 cone. He looks very good. Has A tackle, impact block, B finesse moves, hopefully good awareness, block shed pursuit, all that stuff. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 93 strength. I think we got another really good player there. I hope, because good lord, we need him. The intrusive thoughts are telling me to take a quarterback for fun, but I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I think with the next pick, we are going to go Desmond Wiggins. He looks pretty good. He has elite agility, really good 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle, solid strength, 7th for right guards, not bad. And overall, he just looks really good. There's nothing that he's bad at. He could have bad pass block power. His run block power isn't great, but overall for 3rd round, this guy looks really good. Let's take him. Another hidden development. We are having a great draft. This guy looks really good too. I really wish we could have traded down and could have been getting even more of these players, but Madden doesn't know what realism is, apparently, because I mean, we won a game with a team of quarterbacks. I think that's enough said at that point. Jesus, okay. I think I know who we're gonna go with next. Rayshawn Priester. I was like, oh, okay, he looks fine for like a mid-round corner, because most of the time all the corners here past the first round look terrible, but they end up being okay just because the top guys are so good. It just makes everybody else's ratings terrible because, you know, they're all put on a grading scale. Obviously, you know, the elite ones are going to be more separated from the mid-tier ones. I'm explaining that a really confusing way. You know what I'm trying to say, though. Rayshawn Priester in a 4.36 at the Combine, which is very good. And even though he has all like C's and D's for the important stats, they're not going to be too terrible, I hope. Let's take him. This could be our first miss. Okay, normal dev, but he's going to be our number 1 corner. Or I guess we got Jamel Dean, huh? So he's going to be our number 2 corner. He could be a pretty good overall. Unfortunately, it looked like Taysom Hill retired, which is surprising. I mean, he was our best receiver last year. He isn't that old, but he just retired for some reason. So Steve Gibson is going to be the pick here. He looks pretty good. He's 6'3", 254, 21 years old, out of Bama. Ran a 4.71 at the Combine, which isn't phenomenal, but it's definitely not bad. And overall, from what I can tell, looks pretty solid. Good awareness, good short route running. Hopefully all those A's end up being A's or at least B's. So let's take him. Probably gonna have normal, yeah, but he could be a good overall. We'll have to see. And with, I think, the last pick we're gonna take here, Damian Hughes is interesting. He's only 5'11", but he's 219 pounds at safety, so he's a thick boy, no homo. 23 years old, out of Texas A&M. Not the fastest, but for his size, a 4.55 isn't terrible at all. A 4.49 at his pro day. Decent strength. Overall looks decent with every, like, combine thing. Every combine thing. How descriptive that is. You know what I mean. Has mostly C's across the board. His zone coverage isn't great, but he has B pursuit. He has F injury, which is why I'm intrigued. I've been talking about this in the last few videos. I think it's a thing where these players with low injury end up being a good overall because obviously Madden expects you to have injuries on. So these are players that would be steals that fell due to injury, but obviously no injuries on here, so it doesn't matter. So let's take him. Unfortunately, he also does have normal dev. So he started off really hot, but kind of fell off towards the end. Either way, though, looks like a pretty decent player. But super quick, if you have not already, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and it takes you like 5 seconds to do both. Again, 130 likes, 2,600 subs. We are very close to 2,600, so be sure to do it if you have not already. And let me know what team to do next if you want a shout out. And hey, even if I don't pick your comment by the next video, I go back and obviously pick older comments. Most of the comments I pick are older ones, so as long as you comment it, I can do it at any point, so be sure to do it. But last thing, be sure to turn on notifications if you want to get notified whenever I upload, and be one of the first people to ever see and comment on my videos. You'll be truly epic if you do that. I don't know. But here is a recap of the draft. It was decent, we'll say that. Lorenzo Matthews is actually not quite as good as I thought he would be. He's a 75 overall, which is very good, but for the number 1 overall pick, that's meh. I'm hoping he has a really good dev trait, but obviously really athletic, 87 speed, 87 acceleration, 84 strength. Honestly, I don't know why he is only a 75 overall. I mean, everything important about him is over 75. Obviously, that's not entirely how Madden overalls work, but still a little confusing. Monty Booker is a 76 overall, so he is the best player we took. Obviously very strong, good tackling, pretty quick for being 308 pounds, 6'6", 308. I mean, not anything crazy, but pretty quick. 86 acceleration's really good. Overall looks solid. I'm surprised he's a higher overall than Matthews because Lorenzo Matthews looks better. Desmond Wiggins is a 73 overall, so this was also a very good pick. Decent strength, but not really any power to his game. However, he has really good impact blocking, so that's confusing, but it is what it is. God damn it, dude, I said it. I suck. Someday I will beat my addiction to saying it is what it is, but today is not that day, apparently. And then, I don't know if I showed me picking Rayshawn Priester. I recorded this last night. Obviously, 95 speed, solid man coverage, but we run a zone system, which is rare for my channel. I normally always run like base 3-4 or something. And then I think I did take the rest of these picks. Steve Gibson, the tight end, only a 66. Damian Hughes. Yeah, I remember talking talking about these. I think I did show these. Aaron Burst, the receiver, is a 90, or not 96 overall, Jesus Christ, a 69 overall, which nice, but he has 96 speed. I don't think I showed this guy. He has okay deep route running, pretty good deep route running, solid pick for what, the 5th round, 6th round? Yeah, 6th round. I picked a couple decent defensive ends and then a okay tackle. So overall, considering our roster, this was a really good draft. Just in general, this was a pretty solid draft. I mean, it wasn't super hard because we had the #1 pick for every round, obviously, but still, it's good to have a good draft. I think I'm gonna trade Aaron Rodgers because we don't really need him. I mean, he's just our backup quarterback. He's not really doing anything sitting here on the roster. Obviously, we have Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. I mean, he's not gonna play ahead of Patrick Mahomes. The Broncos, interestingly enough, are these both former Cowboys quarterbacks? Okay, well, Cooper Rush isn't a former Cowboys quarterback. He is on the Cowboys, but Mike White, yeah, he is a former Cowboy. And do they still have, yeah, they still have Randy Gregory. We have the Denver Cowboys here, which is actually kind of a cool name, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I want to see how much value we can get out of Aaron Rodgers. I'm just gonna take as much as we can because we need as much help as we can get. 2 firsts and a second. I didn't expect that to go through, but I will definitely take it. So goodbye to Aaron Rodgers. We didn't need you anyways. We get 2 firsts and a 2nd round pick. I might even trade that later first up to this year because I don't know if we're going to be picking it. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. We trade it to the Bengals for the projected 28 overall pick. I don't know if it's going to be 28. I hope not. Hopefully it's a bit higher, but either way, at least we have a pick this year instead. So now we have 3 firsts for this upcoming year. Ooh, we have a training camp standout for Monty Booker. I definitely want to make him more of a scheme fit. Let's go rushing the passer. I think he had 70 for each pass rush move, so that'll bring it up to a 73 for each. Make him a little bit more of a scheme fit, a little bit better of a pass rusher, so you love to see that. Here, going into year number 2, we have a 69 overall team, which is maybe the biggest nice I have ever seen. And this team is definitely a lot better than it was last year. I think we were like a 38 overall last year or something, and now we're a 69. So if I'm right with that, that was an improvement of 31 overall, which is gross. Clearly a much overhauled team, though. I mean, almost every starter is different here. However, we did keep a few. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Taysom Hill, who I thought retired, but we didn't have enough linemen, so Madden put him at right guard, which, I mean, that just creates another problem that leaves a hole at tight end now, so I don't know why it did that, but it did. We still have Dak at center because he played well at left guard, so it was like, you know what, if he did well, we'll keep him around, might as well, make it a little more fun. And then defensively, I don't think there are any quarterbacks left, unfortunately, other than Trey Lance. We do still have Trey Lance. He's up to a 50. I don't know how much better his overall can get, really. I mean, up to a base 49, 50 with the morale. Even if he wins, like, Defensive Player of the Year, I see him hitting, like, a 60 overall max, and that's still not obviously that good. So we'll see what happens there, but obviously a few good players here, like Monty Booker, Lorenzo Matthews, Jamel Dean. I completely forgot we got him. He's our best player on defense, at least. But this team is looking much better. I'm excited to see how we can do. So let's get to the mid-season point a year 2, and let's see what we can do. Alright, this game needs a serious overhaul. At the mid-season point of year number 2, in the team starting with all quarterbacks rebuild, we're 4-3. We are 4-3 with a 70 overall team. Where does a 70 overall team rank us in the league? So a 70 overall, the worst I see so far is the Packers at a 78. There we are at a 70, of course. Cardinals are a 79, but still the Packers at a 78. And the Texans are a 78. So we are 8 overall worse than any team in the NFL, and we're 4-3. I mean, look, I won't complain because we're doing well, but like, what the fuck? Like, we should not even be decent yet. We should not have won a game year 1. I don't understand it. But hey, at least we have Patrick Mahomes up to a 99 now. You love to see it. But do we have any re-signings? I don't know who would be here. Oh, Taysom Hill, Prince Tegoanogo, Malik Willis, who wants a lot of money. Why does he want? Oh, he just wants a long contract. correct. Okay. But nobody's all that interested for some reason. I don't know why, because, I mean, we had more interest last year when we were like a 40 overall and went 1-16. I still don't know how the hell we won a game, but we did. Taysom Hill has been very good. I do want him back. We'll probably have to go player-friendly, or very player-friendly, but it's still not that much. It's 4 years, like 5.2 mil per year. He doesn't want, it's not a fit for you. It's the all-quarterback team. It's the perfect fit for you. What are you talking about? Prince Tega Winogo, I don't even know how he's playing, so I'll wait on that. Malik Willis is our third running back, and then everyone else we will have to re-sign later, so I think we're about good to get to the end of year number 2. We have a bye week scenario thingy here. What do these do? Plus morale minus awareness plus XP minus stamina plus awareness minus stamina. Let me know what the best one is to do here, because I don't know. I'm going to go morale, because I think it'll give us higher morale for the rest of the year, and it will just give us -5 awareness for the next game. It's not even for the rest of the year. That's the one I normally go with now, so I don't fucking know. I'm just guessing. I have no idea if that's the best one. God damn it, dude. I knew it was gonna happen. We barely missed the playoffs going 9-8. I thought we were gonna go 9-8 or 8-9, one of the two. Now it's gonna be really hard to make the playoffs next year because we're gonna have an actual decent team. It's way easier to make the playoffs with the worst team than it is to make them with a better one, which makes a whole lot of sense, right? I should stop complaining. It's probably annoying to listen to, but it's so stupid, dude. Patrick Mahomes was really good considering his surrounding cast. 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 14 interceptions. That's pretty high, but I'm sure at least a few of those were dropped interceptions or dropped catches that got intercepted. Lamar Jackson hit 1,000 yards in only 212 carries, 5.1 yards per carry, 15 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts was solid as the second running back as well, 600 yards for him. Receiving, we had 3 1,000-yard receivers. Taysom Hill with 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Just over 1,000 yards for Aaron Burst as a rookie and 10 touchdowns. And Deontay Hardy with just over 1,000 and 8 touchdowns. Sky Moore also with 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. So really good receiving season there. Blocking, our offensive line was actually really good. Ryan Bates was terrible, but everyone else was really good. So you'll love to see that. Defensively, Jelani Tavai led the team with 130 tackles, 114 for Rayshon Priester. Why are we getting so many cornerback tackles in this rebuild? It's kind of weird. 101 for Damian Hughes, tackles for loss, 14 from Lorenzo Matthews as a rookie, 11 from Monty Booker as a rookie, also 11 from Bryce Huff, 11 from Kingsley Keke, who I just signed from free agency. He was just chilling there, so I was like, why not? And for sacks, 8 for each Lorenzo Matthews and Bryce Huff, 6 for Monty Booker, and not many outside of that. I kind of wish I started Monty Wood. Also, it's weird, we got 2 Monties, both spelled different. I don't know. Because Wood got the same amount of sacks as Keke in probably a lot less snaps. Yeah, 850 for Keke compared to 279 for Wood. Whoa. Troy Pride led the team with 5 interceptions. Rayshon Priester as a rookie had 3. Jelani Tavai and Jamel Dean with 2, and Damian Hughes as a rookie with 1. He had a really good year. Speaking of really good years, let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to Desmond Ridder. He won it last year too, right? He's turning into a god, apparently. Aaron Rodgers at 3, Brock Purdy at 4. Ew. No Patrick Mahomes? What? He was really good though. What? Drew Lock is the Chargers starting quarterback. There's some interesting ones here. Offensive player of the year goes to Jonathan Taylor. No Chiefs. Defensive player of the year goes to Von Miller. No Chiefs. Offensive rookie of the year does go to Aaron Burst. So hopefully we can get a dev trait and some decent upgrades there. 85 overall. Good lord. Jose Faulkner. Damn. Jags got a good player apparently. We see Steve Gibson at number 8. He was our backup tight end. I was thinking about starting him, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because Taysom Hill had a really good year. Lorenzo Matthews wins defensive rookie of the year. Rayshon Priester at number 2. Monty Booker at number 4. Damian Hughes at number 7. We had a lot of rookies up there. I actually, speaking of stuff like that, I want to do a rebuild where I kind of just destroy the team, trade like every player that could be traded away for draft picks and just kind of restarting the team. I did that with the Dolphins when I had a much smaller channel. I had like 200 subs or something, and people didn't enjoy it. They didn't understand the rebuild. They thought I was just regularly rebuilding, and I just chose to destroy the team like it wasn't the point of the challenge. Like it was literally in the title, in the thumbnail, and I spoke about it like 50 times in the video that the point of the rebuild was to destroy the team, yet still there were idiots in the fucking comments that were like, why did you do that to the team? They didn't didn't need that. Like, no shit, that was the point of the rebuild. It was for fun. I don't know, people are stupid, man. Either way, I was thinking about doing something like that again. If you want me to do that, let me know what team to do it with, because let me tell you, there's some ones that need it. That's kind of what the Titans are doing in real life recently. They just cut all their players and said, fuck it, we're restarting. It would be like that, but I would trade everybody instead. In the Super Bowl, Desmond Ridder is a god, apparently. The Falcons, led by Desmond Ridder, win the Super Bowl over the Los Angeles Chargers, led by Drew Lock. I actually want to check something. How were the QBs this year? I want to see some of the stats. Obviously, it's going to be mostly backups here. Desmond Ridder was fucking insane. 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns, only 9 picks. Simon Cooper, a rookie for the Packers, had 4,700 yards, 45 touchdowns, 12 picks. He was crazy. What's his overall up to? Only a 71. So he must have been like a really low overall quarterback and just kind of developed throughout the year. That's super interesting. Justin Fields was good. Aaron Rodgers was good. Jimmy G was good. Taylor Heineke, Davis Mills. There's Patrick Mahomes, Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield. Brandon Allen is the Raiders quarterback who, he's not still on the Jags. That was like 5 years ago. Is he on the Bengals? I think he's the Bengals backup quarterback. Derek Carr, who just got signed by the Saints as of the time of recording this, like 2 hours ago. Kyle Trask, Brock Purdy, Trevor Siemian, who I feel like is an underrated quarterback. Anytime he plays pretty decent. But we have some upgrades here. I hope this is for... Okay, it is for both rookies. Lorenzo Matthews, what is his dev trait gonna be? He has X Factor. Oh my god. Okay, we'll go Power Rusher. Did he gain X Factor or did he have it? Obviously, if you want to know how I knew, you see the little diamond thing up in the top right by his well, I guess not the top right, but the top right of his player card. Up next to his overall, the little fucking gear looking thing or whatever that is. What is that thing? It looks like he just straight up had X Factor. He didn't gain it. Okay, that's insane. Selfless, that's what selfless looks like. I don't play this game enough, apparently. I don't really pay attention to things like that for some reason. And then Aaron Burst will go Playmaker, and he does have Star Dev now. Okay, good. He didn't get as much XP as I thought he would get for winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, but still not bad. But for re-signings here, what do we want to do? Taysom Hill went up to Superstar. That's interesting. We'll try very player friendly again. I don't think he takes it. He doesn't take it. Okay, how much is a tag? How much would it be to tag him? 16 mil? We'll look to free agency. We'll probably try to re-sign him in free agency. Prince Tega Winogo was pretty good. We'll go very player friendly. He takes it. Can't guarantee he's going to be the starter, but he might be. Chuma Edoga will go neutral because he is interested and he takes it. Kingsley Kiki wasn't great. Honestly, most of these players back here, I'm kind of good. I guess we can re-sign Ricky Tapp because he's interested. Okay, fuck you then, buddy. I think everyone else here were pretty good letting walk. Alex Conway, I guess he's relatively interested. Okay, fine, damn. Nobody wants to re-sign, apparently. Jake Camarda will go player friendly. Please re-sign. I just want a decent punter. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see what we can do in free agency. We're gonna need a miracle here because it is hard to be good in year number 3. Here's what we're gonna do in the first little wave of free agency, I guess you would call it. Obviously, Nick Bosa, you saw that. We have the lead for him. Brandon Ayuk, you saw that too. We have the lead for him. Some other players we're going to be going for are Jeremy Chin. Obviously, we need safety, and we do have the lead for him. He was the best free safety available. Plus, he's only 26, star dev. Should develop a little bit throughout the year, so hopefully he will be good. Frankie Louvu is going to be another offer we're going to make. Obviously, I'm a Washington State fan. Is he the best Washington State player in the league? He might be. There's the safety. There's not Jalen Watson. Well, yeah, Jalen Watson, but Jalen Thompson for the Cardinals. He's pretty good too, but Louvu might be better. There's totally someone really good that I'm just forgetting, and I know it because I'm stupid. And then Taysom Hill is going to be the last one. Obviously, we want to bring him back. Nobody else is interested. So let's see if any of these players sign right off the bat. Oh, they all sign except for Jeremy Chin. So we bring Nick Bosa in. We bring Brandon Ayuk in, we bring in Frankie Louvu, and we bring Taysom Hill back. We still have the lead for Jeremy Chin, and we can kind of look for other players too now. So, alright, this is going to be pretty much all of our money. I guess I could go for a linebacker, actually. I might do that. So this is going to be our final little group of players here. I just kind of went with like luxury signings, which is crazy that we're doing that in the quarterback team rebuild. First one going to be Grover Stewart, just a little nice addition to the defensive line. Might as as well. He was like the best player still left in free agency. So we'll see if we can bring him in. We do have the lead. Jeremy Chin still have the lead for him. Josie Jewell, we have a big lead on him. 5 bars or whatever. Just to get something good at linebacker. Because we do have a hole at number 2 linebacker. And then Grant Delpit to be our strong safety. We do have a lead for him over the Jets. Still only 25 with that star dev, 77 overall. So let's see if any of these players sign. I hope so. They all sign. We get Grover Stewart. We get Jeremy Chin. We get Josie Jewell. And we get Grant Delpit. We get everybody. This team is looking pretty nice now. So in the draft, the Cardinals have the number 1 pick. We have 3 first-round picks, but we don't pick until number 16, unfortunately. So let's sim straight to there. I don't even really know what to pick here. I mean, our roster's kind of good. It's either good overall players or players that play much better than their overall. So it's kind of like a good mix of that. I really don't know what to do. Although this tight end does look interesting. He doesn't look that well. Yeah, he does look pretty good. I was going to say he doesn't look that good because he's a vertical threat and he's not like the fastest out there, but he is pretty quick. Elite agility too. Only 21 years old. But Taysom Hill plays well. I feel like this guy could be better though. Let's go Paul Barnett. Normal? Bruh. I got baited. Okay, well, could be a decent overall, but that sucks. That really sucks. I should have trusted my gut, man. I was like, I don't know. I was iffy on him, but he could be a good overall. We'll see. With the next pick, I might go Rashad Crawford. He's 6'1", 200 pounds, 22 years old, out of Bama. Solid speed. He's listed with elite speed, though, which is interesting. He had an overall really good combine, it looks like. Good man coverage, solid everything else. Let's take him. Another normal man. I don't think this is going to be our draft, but hey, it isn't the most necessary draft ever. Our team's already pretty filled out, so I'm fine with it. With the next pick, this guy isn't technically projected to go until the 2nd to 3rd round, but he looks very good. James Hutton, elite acceleration, which is interesting, has very good bench press. Had a very good bench press at the combine, good 40-yard dash. Overall, just looks really good. Lots of A's there, solid. Just overall looks really solid. Let's take him. Okay, thank you. We finally do get a hidden dev. He'll be our starting center over Dak Prescott. It's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Hopefully he's a good overall. And I think with the last pick we're going to go Colin Patterson. And well, actually, let me see if there are any receivers here. Okay, not really. They all suck. Ooh, this guy actually maybe looks better than the guy I was going to go with. Everything about him looks good. He doesn't have good lead block, but he's one of those F injury players. Only 21 years old, out of Penn State. Orlando McGee, decent combine, not bad, decent strength. Let's take him. Hidden dev. Okay, I don't know where we're gonna play him. We don't really need another lineman, but he looks decent. This was honestly a really good draft. We really didn't have any misses. Honestly, even the CPU didn't have any misses, so I'm happy with this. Paul Barnett, even though he is normal dev, unfortunately, he is a 75 overall, so he is pretty good. Good speed, good catching, solid short route, good acceleration, good spec catch and traffic. He's good. He definitely looks good. He'll be our number 1 tight end. I'm happy with that. Rashad Crawford is a 74 overall, so not quite as good as I thought he would be. Good speed, good man. I'm not sure why he's not all that good. I guess his press just isn't that good, and play rec isn't super, his awareness isn't super amazing. He doesn't look fantastic, but he might be our 2nd corner. He also might be our 4th. I don't know. We'll see. James Hutton is a 72. Orlando McGee is a 74. He's a really good player. The last 2 picks I took, Matthias Willis is only a 66 overall, but he does have hidden dev, so I'm very interested by that. Probably just going to be star, but still. And then Gerald Thompson, a receiver from Washington State. He ran like a 4.29 at the combine, 97 speed. Not great excel, which is surprising, but good deep route, good spec catch, good catch in traffic. Looks like a nice player. Will be our 4th receiver probably. And then the CPU took these players. I doubt we have any dev traits here. Yeah, normal for Blackman, which is a lie. I'm sorry, that's a stupid joke. Barton has normal, and Cooks has hidden, the linebacker. Oh, another Washington State player. Okay, you love to see it. Really athletic. Interesting. Here is a look at the team going into the 3rd and potentially final year of the rebuild. we are looking very nice at a 78 overall, starting with like a 38 or whatever it was, up at least 40 overall. We're looking really good. Obviously added Brandon Ayuk this year, Paul Barnett, James Hutton? Yeah, James Hutton. I'm remembering names now. Be proud of me, okay? Overall, our offense is looking very nice, and then our defense is also looking pretty nice. We added Nick Bosa, Frankie Louvu, Josie Jewell, Jeremy Chin, Grant Delpit. We added a lot of players here. Obviously, we have Lorenzo Matthews in year number 2 with that X Factor. We're looking really good. Here's a look at the specialists, but I'm just ready to get into this year, honestly. I want to see what we can do. So let's get to the end of year number 3, and let's see how we can finish. So here we are at the end of year number 3. Here's a look at the team, and you already know what I'm going to say if you haven't already, and you've made it all the way here. Be sure to like and subscribe. Like, why haven't you done it if you've made it all the way here? If you have, thank you. I very much appreciate you because it helps me out a ton, and it's free and super quick and super easy for you to do. It's probably annoying that I plug so much, but I just really want to grow this channel, clearly, and I appreciate all the support lately. I don't know if I ever said this at the beginning, but if you know anyone that would enjoy these videos, be sure to share it with them too, because everything like that does help. And also, of course, let me know what team to do next for a shout out. But this is a look at the team. We have Brandon Ayuk playing up to an 89, Lamar up to a 99 with morale now. You love to see that. Our O-line is looking pretty solid, and defensively here is how we're looking. Also, something interesting I noticed is this Cooks guy, this middle linebacker that the CPU took, actually has 75 finesse moves. So I put him as like the backup right outside linebacker and like backup rush edge. Or I have him at number 3, which, you know, I don't know if he got much playing time, but hopefully a little bit at least. The amount of X factors we have here is really nice. I mean, Nick Bosa, Lorenzo Matthews. I don't know if you want to count Josh Allen and Joe Burrow because they're both third string, but you can. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like, this is a team that started as all quarterbacks, and now we're an 80 overall. But I'm sure you can tell from my tone that we made the playoffs going 9-8. Now, it wasn't the best season ever, clearly, but 9-8 still good enough to make it. At the midseason, I went a little bit past the midseason. We were like 4-6. It wasn't fantastic, but we somehow rebound, and now we're in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, honestly, this is one of his worst years ever. 4,500 yards, or a little under 4,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 picks. Not bad, but not many touchdowns for Mr. Patrick Mahomes, at least by his standards. Lamar Jackson was crazy. 222 carries for 1,200 yards, 5.4 per carry, 17 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, 663 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mahomes also had 4 yards on the ground. Actually, wait, we had a lot of receiver rushing yards. We had 3 for Ayuk, 3 for Monty Barton. He's not a receiver, obviously, but interesting that our third string running back is getting touchdowns. Vince Anderson, a random fullback I picked up, got a touchdown. That's interesting. Receiving, we only had one 1,000-yard receiver. Paul Barnett, our tight end, with 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns. Deontay Hardy was our number 1 wide receiver with 992 yards, 6 touchdowns. Sky Moore with 988 yards, 11 touchdowns. And Brandon Ayuk with only 799 yards and 5 touchdowns. I might rearrange the scheme because our number 1 receiver never does much. I might put Ayuk in the slot or something because I want to get him more touches for the playoff game. Obviously, because he's our highest overall receiver. Blocking was honestly very good. I did bench Ryan Bates at the midseason for Orlando McGee, and it looks like it was a good decision. McGee allowed the same amount of sacks in like 200 plus more snaps, so I'm cool with that. Overall, very good line. Defensively, Josie Jewell leads the team in tackles with 121, Jelani Tavai with 117, and Grant Delpit with 107. We're getting a lot of defensive back tackles in this rebuild. I don't know why, but that's just apparently what the scheme does. We had 19 tackles for loss for Nick Bosa, 17 for Frankie Louvu, and 15 for Monty Booker. And then sacks, we had 18 for Nick Bosa, 7 for Monty Booker. Outside of that, though, really next to nothing. We had 4.5 from Frankie Louvu and 4 from Lorenzo Matthews. Really, really disappointing years from those two. Pretty terrible years, honestly. Holy shit, Josie Jewell, 5 interceptions. We've had back-to-back 5 interception seasons from different players, and then the rest of the team, a lot of players had one, like 7 different players had one. So, interesting season. We had the best offense in the league in terms of yards, and the 9th best defense. How the hell were we 9-8? We were 10th in points scored. Okay, our offense wasn't quite as good at scoring, and then 15. So we just had a lot lot of yards, but it looks like we weren't scoring when we got down there. I guess that makes sense. Mahomes has a lot of yards, but not a lot of touchdowns. What the fuck am I looking at? Mitch Trubisky wins MVP. Oh my fucking god. Drew Lock at number 2. I thought we would see something similar to this, like year 1, not in year number 3. I thought other quarterbacks would assert themselves, I thought these teams would get better quarterbacks by this point. Mike White up there still. Holy shit, dude. Jonathan Taylor, is that his 3rd offensive player of the year? I think it is. That's interesting. What team are we? We're the Chiefs. No Chiefs up here. Defensive player of the year goes to Max Crosby. You know, weirdly enough, not really many of the players here I don't think anybody here has changed teams. Yeah, not a single player other than obviously Nick Bosa, but he is at number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dalton Sherman of the Dolphins. That looks like a QB, maybe. No Chiefs up there. Oh, wait, actually, I lied. Paul Burnett at 3. I'm kind of surprised he didn't win it. A 68 overall for the 4-13 Ravens was up there. That's interesting. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jaquan Meadows of the Browns. Apparently, they had a good year. MVP, Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I don't think we're going to see any Chiefs up here. No Chiefs, unfortunately. So, no award wins, but that's fine. We wouldn't get the XP for it anyways because this is going to be the last season, so it doesn't really matter. We have some upgrades here before we get into the playoff game, though. What is this going to be? Gerald Thompson, our, 4th receiver? Okay. Or maybe even 5th? I don't know. That's a lot of upgrades, though. Holy shit. +3 spec catch. You love to see it. There are a weird amount of Washington State players on this team. I know I've been talking about them a lot. I don't know why I've had to talk about them so much. I don't know why we have so many other players, but we do. But we have a playoff rival scenario. Oh yeah, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. This is a division rival. Let's go. What would be best for us? What are we lacking the most? I feel like we have some older players on defense. I feel like the hard-hitting brawl could help us more. I guess we do have some younger corners, younger safeties. We also have some experienced players like Bosa, Stewart, Jewell, Dean. So, I don't know. I feel like that could help us. And then a first of many scenario here. Always gotta play it cool, man. You know me. No risk, no reward. I am fine with that. But let's jump in against the Raiders and let's see what this team can do. All right, here we go in the wild card. I do not have high hopes, I'm gonna be honest. But the fact that we have already made the playoffs only 3 years in with a team of all quarterbacks to start out is a pretty big accomplishment, but here we go underway. The Raiders score first, unsurprisingly. They're up 7-0. We put up a field goal. There is our lack of red zone offense showing up early. However, we do put up a touchdown. They're up 21-10 though. They're up 28-10. They're smoking us. It is the 3rd quarter now, almost the 4th. Now it's the 4th. We put up a field goal. We put up another one, but it's not going to get it done. However, we do put up a touchdown, but it looks like our red zone offense bites us again. We get down there and we can't score. But of course, that is the end of today's rebuild. This was a very successful one, obviously. I'm really happy with what we were able to do with this team. Obviously, given a few more years, this team would become even better. We do still have some clear holes, but I'm really happy with the team we built here. So again, if you enjoyed, like, sub, turn on notifications. Sounds like a lot, but it takes you literally 5 seconds to do all 3 of those things. And let me know what team you want me to do next for a shout out or a fun rebuild like this one, because I'm definitely open to doing a lot of those. But of course, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all again in the next video. Goodbye.